I did an ad where I was on my electric skateboard doing my little sales pitch.
I don't get it.
What do you mean?
It's time for a new solution.
Whatever. Well, so this episode we're talking about strip clubs, being objectified, some AI stuff, marketing stuff, how to stand. Well, today, the main topic is how to stand out in a saturated market. So we'll be talking about that. But you go first. What is your updates?
Well, the most exciting thing I would say that's happened to me this week is that my bike finally came. I love it. It's so beautiful. And we did take it out for a couple rides, but my butt hurts from the fucking seat.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll have to see what my mom says about it because, they're coming in a couple days.
But yeah, then we have your family, your grandma's in town and a couple of your relatives, and they're coming over on one day this week. And so I've been kind of just trying to piece together some food because I'm vegan-ish. And so I have to have all this special food and, want to have stuff for them too, obviously. So just still navigating the new diet stuff. Yeah. And having to incorporate other people makes it extra interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
And then, it's Mother's Day coming up.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out. Well, when is this episode going to come out?
Yeah, we love moms.
Will it be after?
It'll be after, yeah. So at the time of this taping, it's before Mother's Day, but...
Taping? Did you say taping?
Taping. Whoa.
Damn, we got a boomer in this house.
I was just thinking about the word boomer this morning. So, because my son calls me a boomer sometimes.
You call me a boomer, but you just use the word taping.
Yeah, and then you call me a boomer sometimes, like right now. But I was wondering if you referred to a boomer to their face as a boomer, would they be offended?
Yeah,
because that's kind of that's the one that people use in the most derogatory way. We don't always mean it that way. People we're millennials. People say, oh, fucking millennials or blah, blah, make fun of millennials. And then same with Gen Z. But boomer is it's almost
I don't feel like it's derogatory. It's just how you refer to someone who's doesn't understand technology or
Right, but if your parents are boomers, if we called them okay, they're a bad example because they wouldn't be offended, but someone else who is a boomer, if you're you're such a fucking boomer, or whatever, would they be offended?
I don't know. That's a good question. You guys let us know what you think. Is it offensive to use the term boomer?
To a boomer in a non-derogatory context. Okay, and then here's the other big dilemma going on in my world. So we do live together. We're in a relationship, but this is a big problem to me that you don't seem to be fazed by.
What is this?
This is my assistant. She's on my team. So I don't drink tap water. Let's start there. People drink the water. We do live in the US. It's supposedly technically clean, but I don't trust it and I don't drink the water. So right now we have a countertop filter tank and it sits in kind of a big bay-ish window that's in front of the sink. Long story short, the sun is coming through the window and it's heating the water. And because the water is filtered and it takes all the chlorine and stuff out, we have algae growing in our filter tank. I cannot drink the water if it's in there. I looked it up and people say that it's not dangerous or anything. And so you continue to drink the water.
Yeah, that's why I don't get sick. You get a little bacteria in your gut, and then it cleans it up, and there you go. Get immunity to all the stuff.
If I could drink it without seeing it or tasting it, and that was true, then I would go for it. However, I can see it and I can taste it and it's different. And so I cannot drink the water. So I, went down the street yesterday to the grocery store. I picked up a bunch of gallons of water. And so I've been drinking that. But it's time for a new solution because I'm having to like dismantle the whole filter a couple times a week and clean it. I've been looking into a reverse osmosis filter. If anyone has any recommendations for a reverse osmosis filter, I would love that.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll be drinking the algae.
Okay.
Anyway, so my announcement is that I just launched the Creator Secrets newsletter, which is basically going to involve, especially with the OnlyFans industry, marketing, social media, all this stuff in general, technology, AI, all the stuff that we kind of talk about a little bit on the podcast. The newsletter is basically going to be kind of the snippet version of that, or kind of the highlights of that, or the most important, changes in the industry, new strategies, new systems, new tools, like anything that we kind of come across that's like interesting or might be useful to know is going to be put in that newsletter. So I'm going to have the link for that down below. It's a free newsletter, and I'm going to be trying to put a lot of effort into that to make it as good as I can. So anyway, that'll be free. You can sign up for that down below and let us know what you think. Give us some feedback.
Yeah. And if you have suggestions for what you want to see in there.
Yeah, suggestions, feedback.
Questions?
Questions, anything.
By the way, if you want to join us in the OnlyFans Level Up community, that is where I share all of my best secrets and strategies for OnlyFans creators, many of which are hitting really big numbers, as you may have seen from various guests on this podcast. But either way, it's a great place to be if you want to network or learn all of the best secrets and strategies to grow your OnlyFans account. You can find all of that information with the link down in the description below. But for now, back to the podcast.
All right. So did you hear about this undercover cop that was caught with all this fentanyl?
No.
Yeah, so I thought this was interesting because...
Oh, wait, I did see him. I remember because he's handsome. And I was like, really?
Yeah, so it reminded me, well, I'll show it in a second, but so basically a former Riverside County Sheriff Corrections deputy accused of transporting 104 pounds of fentanyl pills in his private car came under suspicion. So anyway, this dude has basically been an undercover cop working for the cartel for a long time, and
has pleaded not guilty.
Yeah, he pleaded not guilty, but it reminded me a lot of this movie. Do you remember this movie, The Departed?
No, I've never seen that.
Oh, well, this is, anybody who's seen this movie, it reminded me exactly of this story.
Look at Leonardo in that. Oh my.
Yeah, so it's basically this movie that happened in real life, which I feel like, because it's even my kind of prison story. Like, I feel like most of these movies that people are like, oh, it's just a movie. Like, I feel like a lot of it is based on like real. Well, I mean, it is obviously based on real stuff, but like, this stuff is closer to reality than people realize.
Everything, I feel like everything that happens has been done before. Like, there's very few like brand new things.
Yeah.
Anymore in terms of like crimes have been committed before, ways of asking someone to marry you, like especially with the internet, Yeah,
which is just interesting because as time goes on, like all the movies that we watched when we were young, as time goes on, it's just more and more of these movies just keep happening in real life and coming to fruition in real life, like especially all the old sci-fi movies with AI and technology and like Star Trek and all these different like little made up devices and gizmos and gadgets and stuff. Like it's all like just coming to fruition now. But I thought this would be interesting. Like, what are people going to do when AI gets strong enough to where you can have like little AI robots going out and dealing your drugs for you, or like,
You think that's not happening already though?
well, I'm talking about like at like, self-driving cars are obviously already a thing, but like you don't have to have drivers in cars anymore, and you can have like drones, delivering.
I'm sure this is happening somewhere.
I'm sure it's
already.
happening to a degree on a small level, but like once AI gets strong enough, you can literally just run your entire drug operation with AI bots. But anyway, on the topic of AI, this was pretty interesting. I'll play this video.
This new company, Candy AI, they are leading the industry in AI adult. It's unbelievable. They're blowing up. I asked them very nicely if I could get a Gina Valentina AI. So they took your face, your voice. Who is your celebrity hall pass?
She knows.
Yeah.
It's definitely Leonardo DiCaprio. He's so handsome and charming. I'd love to get lost in his arms for a night.
Here's the best part.
You can have a conversation with
Look,
her?
Gina's calling me right now.
Hello, is everything okay?
Everything's fine. How are you?
Not bad, just hanging out. What about you?
I'm here with real Gina Valentina. You want to say hi?
Can you play with your pussy while I'm on the phone with you?
Just relax and enjoy the show.
Oh. Why do you like to be drowned?
The idea of being completely submerged underwater, unable to breathe, and feeling utterly helpless is incredibly arousing. A vulnerability that can be both exhilarating and
It
terrifying.
makes you sound so educated.
And the sound of bubbles escaping, it's almost like a drug.
What the?
Yo, that's on f***ing point.
You want to ask a question?
Would you ever want to kick me out of a pool butt naked?
pillow talk.
Do you have bush?
As a matter of fact, yes, I do have a bush. And as for your other question, I don't know if I'd kick you out of the pool while you were drowning.
Thank you, Gina. Bye.
She's obviously talking about the Leonardo in that picture that we saw, not current.
Yeah. But isn't that pretty crazy? Like that thing was pretty spot on.
Yeah, but I've heard my voice in AI. It sounds just like that. And it's so realistic. The only thing that would make you know that it's not real is that there's no her voice is just very monotone.
Yeah. But it's getting pretty strong, pretty powerful. I'll have that Candy AI. I'll have that linked down in the description too, so you guys can go play with that too if you want. But I messed around with it for a little bit, and it is pretty impressive. Okay, so we'll get into some Reddit stories.
Okay, I thought this one was good for just a little debate. And I actually saw a therapy person that I follow on TikTok talking about something like this that sparked really good conversation. This says, are strip clubs considered cheating? In a long-term relationship, 10 years, not married, and we live separately, would it be considered cheating if I were to visit my local strip club? Also, considering that I'm not a drinker or smoker and that my only reason for going out would be to see some tits and ass. That said, I'm not looking to hook up or cheat. This would be just a trip out for eye candy. Could this be viewed as cheating? If so, is watching porn or subbing to an Onlyfans cheating? I feel like I sound like a broken record, but I feel like as long as you were communicating to your partner and she was okay with it, I don't see any problem with it. If she said that she wasn't okay with it and you went anyways, would it be cheating? No, but it's kind of like a violation. If you have an understanding that she doesn't like that and you're like, I should be able to do this anyways. And she's like, babe, that stuff really hurts my feelings or whatever. I really have a problem with that. You guys shouldn't be in a relationship. If that's something that you feel so fucking strongly about that you have to cross her and go against something that is so deeply hurtful. And so I feel like it's the same with porn or OnlyFans. The one that could be, in my personal opinion, the thing closest to cheating would be OnlyFans, because it's the only one in which you have access to the creator of the content. But even still, it all depends on how your partner feels about it and how you're conducting yourself.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
I'd pretty much agree. Like, I don't really think it's cheating, but I think the majority of women are not going to be okay with that. And then so then if he's like wanting to go just hang out with his buds and that's where his buds are hanging out, and then it's like, well, you can't go because the wife is super insecure or whatever, then like that kind of like you would feel like caged or trapped in, like, oh, I can't hang out with you guys because my wife's insecure type thing.
Right. And so it would have to be like you would need to reevaluate the situation at that point. Because if it's so important to you to go do that stuff, you can hang out with your friends on the nights that they go to regular bars.
Well, let's see what the comments say. This girl says, that's between you and your partner. Me personally, I know my husband watches porn on occasion. I don't like it, but I accept it. Strip clubs and OnlyFans are not for me. Porn puts the other person out of reach. It's the unobtainable fantasy. There is no personal interaction. Strip clubs cost money and are too up close and personal, and OnlyFans not only cost money, but being able to send messages and get personalized videos for an upcharge takes it from fantasy to too close, crossing the line. Do with that what you will. At 10 years, you should know your partner's boundaries.
That's what I'm saying. If it's that like ingrained in her that she's uncomfortable and she's just like, I would be really hurt if, I saw you looking at other women or whatever, or going to a strip club. You as your partner, as her partner, if you loved her, and you're in a committed relationship, you would take a step back and consider her side. And, you wouldn't be willing to hurt her and be like, okay, so why don't you dance for me tonight or whatever? And you guys have like a sexy little strip party in your living room. Like, there's other ways to handle it. You don't have to go to the fucking strip club if it's going to hurt her.
Yeah, I don't know. That's still a tough one because, like, if you get into a relationship with someone, you might love each other. You're together with 10 years. It's never like been a thing, but then your buddies come into town one time, or like maybe little things happen here and there where you kind of just, she doesn't want you. So you're just more and more over time feeling trapped. Like, oh, I can't.
Yeah. So what you just said, she doesn't want you and you're wanting to go do this stuff. This relationship's not for you, babe.
Yeah.
My thing is too, I think I need a little bit more information. Why, if she is opposed to it, why? Have you given her a reason to not trust you? Because like what you're saying, your boys only come into town, or whatever. The opportunity only presents itself every so often, and so you feel like you want to engage with your friends in this capacity. But why does she have this apprehension? Has she been cheated on before? Have you cheated on her before? What's going on there? And so there may be a remedy to the situation, but you would need to like figure that part out.
Yeah, everyone's pretty much just saying the same thing, that it's kind of just depends on what they've agreed on or whatever. All right, so this one.
So yeah, this one says, the title is, I sometimes enjoy being objectified and feel some shame around it. I, 29 female, consider myself to be a progressive woman, and I'm proud of how far women have come in recent years in protecting and advancing our rights to live the lives that we want to live. It's especially powerful to see our advancement against objectification and slut shaming. However, my dirty secret is that in spite of myself, I find myself enjoying being occasionally objectified. I feel kind of excited from time to time when I'm treated that way. If I'm catcalled in public, my initial response isn't disgust or being offended, although I may pretend to be. It's appreciation and excitement at getting that kind of attention. I wear revealing clothing on occasion, knowing it will get looks and stares, and I like that feeling, even though I know I, quote, shouldn't. If I hear an inappropriate or objectifying comment of any kind, my initial sensation is pride and excitement. My husband doesn't even know the extent that I have these thoughts because I feel shame around them. I'd love to hear others' perspectives on this.
Well, so what do you think?
I totally get this and I agree with it. I feel the same. I obviously don't need to have shame around it because you obviously know this about me, and with my job you can't be like jealous or shame me about it. But in terms of her husband, I think she should just kind of come out and be open with him about it.
Yeah. But again, we're talking like this. Most of these people are just normal people and they're not going to respond well. Like he wouldn't respond well to that, most likely.
But you don't know. Maybe he would, and he'd be
You don't-
like, "Oh, I love that little slutty side of you." Like some men like when their woman is kind of like the hottest woman in the room.
I'm not, yeah, I mean, it's possible, but just from, if we're just looking at the average, the most probable response is that he's not going to take well to that. And if she's asking this question and not doing that in the first place, then she probably knows that too. My response to this is like, I think it kind of just depends on the exposure. Like if a woman is like really, really good looking and every single time she goes out and every single time she encounters anybody, she's getting catcalled or people are hitting on her or whatever, then she's probably going to be like, ugh, like after a while, it's going to become more annoying than flattering to that person. But for people that don't get catcalled all the time or it's rare to them, then in those cases, yeah, it probably does feel good to get catcalled because it's just like a confidence boost or whatever. Like you'll get hit on every time you go out. I don't. So if someone were to catcall me, I'd be like, yeah, all right.
I love when people say things about you. Like there's been a couple comments, where they're just like, "Who is this man?" And I'm like, "Did you see that comment?"
Yeah, exactly.
Look
It
at
happens.
your cute little cheeks. He's blushing.
Yeah, it happens every once in a while, and when it does, I'm like, yeah, I feel good.
Okay, and so this one kind of ties into the last one, I guess. The question is, are men intimidated by beautiful women? And so I have this question for you.
Well, give me a scenario. There has to be like some kind of context.
You are going to a networking event without me. It's a bunch of women of different financial income brackets, whatever. Some of them are good looking and some of them are not. And let's say the 4 most powerful women in the room are split. 2 of them are not conventionally attractive and 2 of them are gorgeous.
I'd say for me that it's like I don't think like the being a woman, hot or not, or a man, whatever, like I don't think that really has anything to do with it for me. But like the level of status, I guess, what like somebody who's I've been trying to say collaborate with a billionaire for years and years and years, and I finally meet up with this person at an event and I have like one chance to pitch them my thing. Like I'd be intimidated from that scenario. But just like pure looks as the factor, I don't think, at least not for me.
Let's see what everyone else has to say. Oh, like this one. This guy says, yes, a person in my office floor is so intimidatingly attractive that she legitimately could be a model. Her eyes are mortifying pretty. Think like the eye of Sauron, but blue. Anyways, I've worked near her for close to a decade and we've done a smile and nod, but never any words. I recently bumped into her at the Lego store and it turns out she's a huge Lego nerd like myself. We talk every day now and her beauty is still crazy, but I'm less intimidated. We appreciate like just the normal guys that are going to treat you normal instead of, like trying to take you out and fuck or whatever. And
Well,
just
yeah,
like,
but okay, so let's say that this guy's pursuing her. The first fuckboy that comes up and hits on this girl, she's going to choose him. It's just what it is.
yeah, but if at the end of the day, you either like one type of person or you don't. So she might go with the fuckboy, but then she'll be like, oh, I really miss whoever, the Lego man. I had so much fun with him. You know?
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's sitting at home burning up all of his secret love letters that he was writing about her every night, just crying, drinking vodka.
Oh, no, he's not. He's doing Legos.
He has just crying, building his legs.
You're so mean.
That's just what it is. I don't know. All right. So the last one we got here is some marketing stuff. So these are okay. So I'm gonna open a few of these creators, and there's a point to this, but you have to bear with me for a second. Okay. So this guy, let me just play one of it. Let me play this video because this one's kind of just funny anyway.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. What's up, guys? I'm Jeremiah. Hey, sunshine, she's here. You could take a break. What's up? Hey, I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. Hey, in the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Okay, I got you. Because clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you wanna do. Bring me down, can't nothing bring me down. Your love is too high, bring me down, can't nothing bring me down. I said because clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because clap along if you feel like
She wants someone
is the
to be
truth.
mad at him and kick him
clap
out.
along if you know what happiness is to you.
Why is she so upset by
Clap
this?
along if you feel like
This guy, I want to be at this farmer's market so bad.
I know this dude's like just fucking killing it with this song, and the cops love it.
Look,
But this Karen is just so mad that people are enjoying this. Okay, this is the second one. All right, so this girl basically just rides her roller skates in this thing.
fun fact about me, I went roller skating once when I was a kid and someone made fun of me and I never did it again, but I would love to roller skate. I'm so jealous of this girl.
Yeah, so she just rides her roller skates around and she's just killing it with her views on TikTok. So she's getting, 300,000, 400,000, million, 100,000, million, 3 million, 4 million. So she's just killing it doing this little roller skate thing. So my point is, with all of these creators that are just killing it, if we scroll back just a little bit to some of her views down here, she was hitting views like most of us, like nothing crazy. 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 20,000 on a good one, which is kind of like where we're at. But this is like something that I've tried. It's hard to explain this because everyone has a certain recipe. And when you just mix the ingredients just right, the recipe just takes off. So when we looked at this girl's stuff, we can see that she was just trying all kinds of random stuff. Kickboxing, she was trying to do fitness stuff for a minute. She's just doing the standard kind of trying to look cute in front of the camera thing. And then as soon as she found the right recipe, her shit just took off. As soon as she added the roller skates in this little roller rink and just look cute doing the roller skate thing, her account just started flying. And like we've talked about a lot of times, like this wouldn't necessarily work for the next person. Like the next person can go put the same ingredients together and it wouldn't work for them. So the point is, like, if you can figure out what your specific recipe is, like it's not just because what everybody's doing with OnlyFans right now, or at least the majority of people, is kind of the same. I need to look cute. Just trying to look cute in front of the cameras, like the whole strategy. But what I've always tried to explain is like it's looking cute plus blank, looking cute plus pottery, looking cute plus roller skates, looking cute plus. And if you can find that plus blank, if you can figure out what that thing is for your recipe, then this is how people are really killing it right now, is just finding the plus. And if you can figure out what your plus is, then that's really the ticket, I think. What do you think about that?
I think her videos just make me happy watching them.
Yeah, so it's the same with this guy. Like
His vibe is like just right. I mean, he's famous. He's from The Voice.
yeah, but if you scroll back, like he wasn't really getting crazy views before.
Oh, yeah. Being a musician on the internet is
So yeah, he was like
hard.
trying. So like his ingredient was like just being a musician, but then it's like musician plus what? And as soon as he added riding his one wheel through the crowd this way, boom, he started just getting crazy views. So he started riding his little one wheel around town, and all of a sudden he started getting some crazy views, 2.4, 400,000. Well, that one, he's not doing it, 800,000. But that was his like secret ingredient, was like, okay, I got this music thing. I got a good personality. People like me, but what's the plus? And just adding that fucking one wheel changed the game for this guy. So that's basically my point of today's episode, is if you can find your plus, looking cute plus, that's the ticket, I think.
Maybe you should go back on you used it when we first started. What business was that? When you first started and you used to ride your electric skateboard and like talk about marketing or whatever.
Oh,
And
yeah. Oh, yes. Well, okay. That is a good point, actually. So one of the businesses that I had years ago was like I would do marketing for home improvement companies. And I would spend all day, every day, creating ads for these, trying to run. I was doing basically paid ads at the time, and running these ads on Facebook and social media, all this stuff. And it was the same kind of thing. I would be like, I would do my little pitch, and I would do it like dressed up this way, or I'd do a little pitch doing it this way, doing it, and just, dozens of these different ad variations. And it was the same thing. It was about finding the plus. What is the ingredient that I can add to this pitch or this presentation that will make it take off? And it was similar to this kid. I did an ad where I was on my electric skateboard, basically just like doing my little sales pitch, riding my skateboard through town, and that ad just fucking killed it.
you
It just
did
took
so
off.
good with that one. I remember.
Yeah, that ad, because I ended up spending, I don't know how many thousands on that ad, but that thing just really killed it. So anyway, that's the point of today's episode, is to go out there, figure out what is your plus.